Hello and Happy New Year, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. So as you guys can see, a new update has dropped. I totally forgot about this once again. I've just been busy thinking about a lot of other stuff. So the new update kind of came as a surprise to me. And they actually posted this apparently a couple of days ago. So I could have read this by now, but whatever. Let's go ahead and go over it. Now, I've already read the entire thing, so I already know what to expect. And there's actually been a lot of changes. They did a lot of balance changes, which they haven't done in a while. So that's pretty cool. And of course, we have two new characters. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. I'm not going to read all of this. You guys can read it if you want. Okay, so first off, we have OneUp Big Band. So I did not mean to do that. I totally hit my mic. I hope you guys didn't hear that. He is a neutral fighter, and his signature ability is 8-bit hit. For every 8 combo hits landed, gain Deadeye for 5, 7, 10 seconds, and Barrier. When reaching 8, 16, 32, and 64 combo hits, reduce opponent's current health and blockbuster meter by 0.5, 0.75, 1% for each current combo hit. That sounds insane to me. Like, this sounds crazy. I wonder what this looks like. Imagine if you get 64 combo hits. Like, the opponent's health is just going to go down so fast. I mean, at that point, I feel like it'll already be pretty low unless they have, like, an insane amount of health or something. Well, not even health, but, like, well, yeah, health. I don't know. Whatever. I would like to see this in action. That sounds cool. So next we have Locked and Loaded Black Dahlia. Signature ability Drain Soul. When firing a shot, sacrifice 3% of Black Dahlia's max health to inflict Wither and gain 5, 7, 8% blockbuster meter. When using a blockbuster, drain 3, 4, 5% of the opponent's max health per stack of Wither and convert all stacks of Wither on the opponent to inverse polarity for 3 seconds per stack. Okay, based on, I've read this before, but now that I'm reading it again, I'm thinking the inflict Wither, I'm guessing Wither doesn't have a timer, so it just doesn't end, which is kind of cool actually if you think about it, because Wither is a really good debuff since it makes it so the enemy's blockbuster meter is constantly draining. So that's pretty cool. And it's interesting that she converts their Wither into inverse polarity, but inverse polarity is one of my favorite debuffs, so yeah, she sounds cool too. I can see myself accidentally firing a bunch of shots without paying attention and like potentially killing myself that way, but still. Okay, monthly relics. So a bunch of silver characters. The golds featured this time are OneUp Big Band, of course, Materia Girl Annie. Excuse me, you guys. My allergies have, I already told you guys this, but my allergies have started acting up again. It's not as bad as it was yesterday. My throat was super scratchy yesterday. Like, it felt terrible. Right now it feels fine, but I do feel like I have to cough every once in a while, so it's kind of annoying. So if I have to clear my throat or something, that's why. Anyway, so we have Material Girl Annie, who I dislike, although she did get an update, so we'll go over that soon. And then Hell's Belfukua, who I actually think is really fun, and she also got an update. So yeah, of these characters, obviously I want to get Big Band because I already have Hellspell and Materia Girl, but we'll see. If anything, I'll probably try to get him from the Shard Exchange because I really do like, he sounds pretty cool. All right. For the Diamond Relic, we have Locked and Loaded, of course, Foot Soldier Misfortune, who I also have, and Proton Pulse Robo Fortune, who I actually don't have, and I thought about getting from the Shard Exchange, but I decided against it. I wouldn't mind getting her, though, because I actually think she sounds like a fun character to play as. Okay, also my nose is kind of stuffed up, and running a little bit. So characters that are being added to the standard relic pool are Ionic Icon Peacock and Proton Pulse Robo Fortune. These were both featured in the Shard Exchange. Like I said, I did get Ionic Icon, but I didn't get Proton Pulse. And this month, Dark Lord Eliza and Nailbiter are being added to the Shard Exchange as well. I have both of them, so if you guys don't have them, though, I recommend both of them because they're actually really good, especially Dark Lord Eliza. Like, she hits so hard. All right, balance change. I'm sorry about my nose. Okay, so here are all the balance changes. So Epic Sax Big Band. All right, so his signature ability does... Well, okay, I'm not going to read this. Basically, they removed the 200% bonus cap. Apparently, there was like a cap on how much damage you could get, or like how much extra damage you could get. I didn't know that was a thing, but yeah, apparently that is a thing. So, but they got rid of it, so I guess now it's not a thing anymore. And okay, so his ability before, it didn't say how long his buffs lasted, but now it says that they last 8 seconds. Before, it just didn't say anything. But they also apparently only lasted 5 seconds, which is, like, terrible. So I'm glad they increased it, even though 8 seconds is still not much. But it's better than 5 seconds, let's be honest. All right, Foot Soldier Misfortune. Deal blah, blah, blah. Bonus damage for each buff applied to either fighter. Oh, yeah, this apparently, once again, there was a cap on how much damage you could get from the bonus damage you could get, I guess. I feel like I'm phrasing that super weird. Dream Band Big Band. You guys, when I saw Dream Band here, I was like, are you serious? What is this? But apparently what they changed is before his ability, whenever he got knocked down, his buff timers would reset and he'd gain immunity. This time they changed it so whenever both fighters get knocked down, his ability still triggers. But also they reduced the duration of immunity down to a maximum of 8 seconds, which I appreciate because that immunity is a huge pain in the butt. Although, to be honest, actually, that immunity isn't even the big issue. I feel like the big issue I've had with him is that he'll gain something like Thorns or Final Stand, and it just, like, will never end. Okay, Materia Girl Annie, like I said, she was changed. So, the only thing they changed for her is that she gains more star power from her signature ability, and also it has a higher chance of activating. I still don't really like her though, to be honest, but I would have to give her a shot. I just don't like the way her ability works because she can give herself permanent precision or permanent deadeye, or I forgot what the other one. I think she gains another buff, but it's like I don't know how to build her, so I don't know. Because like if she gains permanent precision, should I give her crit damage stuff or what? I don't know. I'm just not a fan. Assassin's Creed Valentine. This is a crazy, crazy, crazy buff. When either fighter uses a blockbuster, the opponent loses up to 25% of their remaining health and suffers heavy bleed for 5 seconds. Before it was only if the opponent used a blockbuster, and now it's even if she uses a blockbuster, which is terrifying. But I feel like that makes her awesome. Like now I kind of want to use Assassin's Creed. That's crazy to me. Proton Pulse. It's crazy to see Proton Pulse on here when she got released very recently. When using a blockbuster, blah, blah, blah. Oh, gain Enrage, regen or evasion per stack of power surge on both fighters and remove all power surge. Fixed a bug for evasion being used as a random buff and re-added it back to Proton Pulse. I've never used, well, I used Proton Pulse in No Mercy, but outside of that, I never did. So I didn't even know there was a glitch for that. So there you go. Octoplasm Marie. Okay, so I'm not going to read this. Changed it so only the incoming fighter gains the buff, but also all teammates can benefit from this effect, not just water teammates. I played the game a minute ago. Well, whenever I played it earlier, and it said that like the description for her ability had not changed, so I don't know if that's even true, or I don't know if they need to like change the text or whatever, or update the text. I don't know, it's weird. But apparently I didn't realize her ability affected everybody because it says only the incoming fighter gains the buff. I don't know. You know what, now that I'm thinking about it, maybe they updated, or maybe her ability affected all teammates at one point. I have no idea. I don't know, you guys. I should have pulled up her old ability. Okay, Megasonic. When blocking a hit, reduce damage taken, blah, 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 and gain Enrage and Thorns for 10 seconds. One Enrage stack is removed every 5 combo hits. Okay, so before the way it worked, it says it on here, but yeah, whenever he would hit with anything, like every single hit that he would throw out would remove one of his stacks of Enrage. So it kind of sucked because it meant that you had to have moves that hit only like once, and that's kind of limiting, so it's not great. All right, Rockstar Philia. While Philia is alive, teammates tag in with 1 or up to 3 stacks of barrier for 10 seconds. Same text, but now affects herself. When any teammate's barrier expires, they gain Final Stand for 10 seconds, and up to 20% blockbuster meter. Same text, but now affects herself. Okay, I definitely never used Rockstar, so I didn't even know that was a thing. All right, Hellspell Fukua. While the opponent's health is above 35%, basically Hellspell's Fukua. I don't know why I have a hard time reading her name. The change for her is that they reduced the threshold, the HP threshold, because before the enemy had to be at 50% or above. Now it's 35% or above. And they also changed it so she has a higher chance to inflict debuffs, which is awesome. I feel like she was already good, so I'm glad that they changed, like made her even stronger. Okay, Just Kitten. This one I don't understand. Change from any no, I read that right. Any non-projectile hit to when either fighter is hit by any non-projectile hit. Does that mean they just changed the text? I don't know. Whatever. Heavy Rain got some stat changes. I've never used her, so I don't really care. Xbot has an increased attack stat, which is cool. Locked in Parasol has less attack now, but she has more HP, which is... I don't know how to feel about that. Excuse me, you guys. Bug fixes. Last Hope Valentine. Apparently Valentine's ability was supposed to affect herself, and it wasn't. I didn't realize that before, but yeah. Starshine. Updated text to show that the buffs received lasted 8 or up to 12 seconds, not up to 20 seconds. Actual values unchanged. Okay, I didn't even realize that this was a problem. Model Leader Annie now affects the active fighter, not all teammates. Okay, apparently her ability affected everybody. I didn't even realize. Quality of life changes. Okay, so, excuse me. They removed the damage bonus cap, which is cool. Oh, this is a really nice one. Okay, so the way buffs and debuffs, the way buffs and debuffs would work, maybe I should just read this because I feel like I'm going to You know what? Whatever. It's a lot of text. I'm not going to read it. So basically, they changed it so if a character has an opportunity to gain a buff, a random buff, it'll prioritize buffs that they don't already have. So for example, let's say you're using Nailbiter Squiggly, and Nailbiter Squiggly's ability is whenever she's charging up for a dragon charge, she can gain a stack of barrier or miasma. But the way it would work before is it was random. So if you gained, like, you had a possibility of only gaining stacks of barrier, even if you were maxed out on barrier. So you could be charging for like 10 seconds and only gain barrier and never gain miasma. Well, they changed it so if you're maxed out on a certain buff, it'll prioritize a different buff. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And it says it's the same for debuffs too, which is nice. Holodeck Hazards, Holodeck Mayhem. Okay, so apparently Holodeck Hazards, the Master Mode will only use natural diamonds, which give more experience. I didn't even know that was a thing, but that's pretty cool. Recruited... Oh yeah, they changed it so Marie isn't the only... They made it so Marie doesn't always show up in recruitment nodes, which is cool. I was getting sick of her. I love Marie, but I was getting tired of seeing her all the time. Marie character relics have been added to the gold gift pool, and you can change the main menu so the characters aren't moving to help out with performance or whatever. So yeah, that's it for this update. Let me know what you guys think about all of these. I'm excited for some of the balance changes for sure. These new characters sound pretty cool, and some of the quality of life updates are actually really nice. So I actually really like this update. Like I said, what's your favorite, or let me know how you guys feel about this update and what your favorite thing is overall. And I'll see you again next time, but goodbye for now. Oh, and also Happy New Year again. Anyways, goodbye.